第29集，停下吧，光。嘿，小心，克里斯博士。
Careful, Meng Meng. Those can be dangerous. Never point a laser at someone. It may hurt their eyes.
对不起，克里斯博士，我不知道激光笔会伤害眼睛。
Yes, the intensity of laser light is very high. It can be 100 times more powerful than sunlight, so we must make safety a first priority. Now, Meng Meng, what experiment were you trying to do?
你让我们测试手电筒的光是不是沿着直线传播，但是我记得在电视里《太空大战》的节目中看到过，激光也是沿着直线传播的，所以我就想也试试。
Haha, great observation, Meng Meng. Almost anything can turn into a science lesson if you have the inspiration and curiosity of a scientist.
我也是一名科学家，克里斯博士。那你为什么要让我们通过实验搞清楚光是不是沿着直线传播呢？光沿着直线传播为什么这么重要呢？
Yes, Meng Meng. Do you know that Harry Potter has a magic invisibility cloak? If your clothes didn't reflect light in straight lines, you could be invisible too.
为什么呀？
Kids, do you remember in our last lecture, we talked about how we could see all of these things in our world because light travels in a straight line, bounces off those things straight into our eyes. If light didn't travel in a straight line and traveled in a wavy pattern, we wouldn't be able to see at all. Sometimes we would see the object and sometimes we wouldn't.
我不明白，我一直都能看到你啊。
Well, why don't you come with me and I'll draw you a picture. Look, Meng Meng, it's you. As we said before, light travels in a straight line. It will bounce off an object and then enter Meng Meng's eyes. However, if light traveled in a wavy pattern, Meng Meng, sometimes it would enter your eye, and sometimes it would miss you altogether.
我觉得我明白了。但等等，当光进入到我的眼睛之后，它又跑到哪里去了呢？
It's a good question. In fact, that is what we're going to talk about today. When light travels in a straight line, it will hit something, a wall, our eyes, the ground, or even a river, and 3 things can happen.
3种情况，哇，听起来好有趣。那它们都是什么呢，克里斯博士？你快给我们讲讲吧。
I'm glad you're excited, Meng Meng. And what about you, children? Do you know what the 3 things are? Let's find out. Hello, children. Last time we discovered that light traveled in a straight line. Maybe you found some examples in your own life that proved that light traveled in a straight line. For example, the street light, or the car light, or the torch light, or even sunlight at sunrise.
是的，还有激光笔的光，我还不小心用激光笔照了你。对不起，克里斯博士，但是我现在知道要注意安全了。
Great. So now we know that laser light travels in a straight line. That is, until...
直到它撞上了某样东西。
Right.
但是，然后会发生什么呢？
Great question. There are, in fact, 3 things that can happen.
哪3种情况呀？快告诉我吧，克里斯博士，有没有特别神奇的事情发生？
They are quite familiar to you. Try to remember them. They are absorb, bounce, pass.
吸收、反弹和穿越。
Yes, let me show you. Light can be absorbed by an object. It can bounce off an object, or it can pass right through an object.
哦，好的，听起来是挺简单的，但是吸收是怎么回事呢？
Absorbed. Absorbed means to take in. If you recall our very first lectures, we talked about how light is absorbed at the quantum level. Let's recall it. Children, do you remember your quantum physics? We talked about how electrons have energy, and to jump up and down, they take and give energy one quantum at a time. And that quantum was the photon, which is light.
我记得克里斯博士，能量的大小是由光的颜色决定的，红色能量最小，而紫色能量最大。
Very good, Meng Meng. But we don't need to understand the details of how light is absorbed in these lectures. That is quantum physics that we can understand at a later time. However, it won't affect our understanding of the creation of the rainbow. Now, Meng Meng, do you remember the second thing that can happen to light when it hits an object?
你刚才说的是它会发生反弹。
Good memory, Meng Meng.
关于反弹，我有一个问题，克里斯博士，
Sure. What is it?
光是在哪里反弹的呢？它是像一个球那样落在地上后直接弹回来吗？
Interesting analogy, Meng Meng. Meng Meng is in fact correct. I think I will use this analogy in our next lecture on reflection.
反射。
Yes, reflection. Reflection is the physics word for the bouncing back of light. Now, Meng Meng, we know that light can be absorbed and reflected. What else do you think light can do when it hits an object?
我不是很确定，你能给我个提示吗？
Well, think about a window. What does it look like?
窗户，我看不出来什么，我可以看穿它。哦，等等，对了，光可以穿过物体。你说的第3种情况是穿越。
You got it, Meng Meng. A clever deduction. And what else do you think that light can pass through?
让我想想，那其他的玻璃，比如眼镜或者玻璃水杯呢？哦，还有水。当我用玻璃杯喝水的时候，我能直接看到杯子另一边。还有在干净的湖里，太阳光能照到水底的鱼，太阳也能照到游泳池的底部。
Wow, great examples. Do you know that I'm wearing something like eyeglasses right now?
什么？可是我没有看到眼镜啊，克里斯博士。
Indeed, I do need to correct my vision. And that means that every day I must either wear glasses like this, or I must wear contact lenses. Today, I'm wearing contact lenses.
隐形眼镜。
Yes, they're like little eyeglasses that fit right on my eye. See?
哇，真棒！它们的工作原理是什么呢？
Well, they change the direction of light, and that makes my vision go from blurry to clear.
我真的不明白，为什么近视眼镜和隐形眼镜能让你看清楚呢？
Great question. When light hits a lens in glasses or contact lenses, it changes direction. We'll learn about why this helps with my vision in a future lecture. But for now, Meng Meng, let me tell you that there's a physics term for this passing through an object, and that is refraction. So, to summarize, we have 3 new physics terms today. When light hits an object, 3 things can happen: absorption, reflection, refraction.
吸收、反射和折射，它们就是吸收、反弹和穿越的意思吗？
Correct. They have the same meaning. But don't worry if you can't remember these words yet. In our next lectures, we're going to go through each new concept. But we'll start in the same place we always start, with a game.
亲子游戏。
Hello, children. Are you ready for a game? Today, we're going to experiment with how light bounces off, or I should say, reflects off of objects. For this game, you will just need a torch and a mirror. You can do this game in a dark room if you like. Have Mom or Dad hold the torch far away from you, and you hold the mirror in front of you like this. And look down at the mirror and see if you can see the torch light. Now, see if you can do the same thing around the corner of a room or doorway. If you can find the torchlight around the corner of a room, you are a true master of reflection. Next time, we'll talk about the physics of reflection. Goodbye!